Welcome Libras, this is your August 10th through August 16th forecast. For you, the most impactful event is going to be the full moon in Aquarius on August 9th. That's going to be square your Libra sun. So that's highlighting career and finances, and career structures are going to shift. Opportunity is going to realign your values, and you're being guided to release rigid ideas and invite collective collaboration. Let's see what else we have going on for Libra this week. All right, so we have the Sun here, the Nine of Cups, and the Hermit. Okay, wonderful. So you may be deciding some different paths here as far as your finances are concerned. So you may be just kind of going through and redoing your budget, or taking another look at things from the perspective of like, are you doing what you truly love doing or not, and making some adjustments or changes, or deciding like what's for you, what's not for you. I want to get a little more specific information here. So we do have a turnover that may be occurring, and you feeling overwhelmed or overloaded with work. Okay, and then what else here? Relocation. Okay. So for some of you, as I'm saying, you're deciding like what's important to you, if you know you still want to be in this working environment or situation, because it may be one where you do feel very much overwhelmed with the work that's there because of layoffs or some setbacks that may have occurred in the organization. So it's just putting a lot more stress and strain and pressure on you, and you may even be thinking of like, okay, do I want to separate? Is this truly for me? Maybe even a relocation may be in as a topic of discussion for you in some way. You might be deciding, I'm feeling like this is a completely, not necessarily a different career change. It could be, or a different career, but it could also just be about like, okay, well, I feel like the job market in this particular area is going to be much better for the industry that I'm in, or, you know, I want to move to this area because I want to start my own business, and that is where the clientele will be. So you may be deciding things like that as far as like what your future holds and what's going to be the best option for you from a financial perspective here. And you are trying to think this through carefully and not rush it, and trying to take the emotions out of it, or at least just process the emotions that you're feeling as they come up, as you're thinking about the different options that you do have in front of you. So I do see you trying to trying to look at things from a place of one that is like really has their emotions regulated and isn't like allowing their emotions to just take over. Okay, so it's like you're trying to be fair, you're trying to be diplomatic, as you are, as Libras are, and really look at things from a balanced, objective perspective here. Okay, but you're ultimately looking for like what's going to bring you joy, what's going to bring you happiness here. And you could quite literally have experienced a particular setback, or you will experience a setback in your financials or in your working environment here. So this is just about you being prepared for that, and seeing that ahead, and working now to create some adjustments to maybe increase your savings, or to start looking for other employment, or to start that side hustle, or that second business, or to explore a different avenue, or a different project, or a different contractor, whatever this may be. But there is this indication here that you may be sort of like looking elsewhere, because it might not necessarily the environment you're in, or the project you're on, or the individuals that you're working with, the team that you're on. You may be deciding like, okay, I'm not quite sure this is for me. There's some low vibrational stuff that's happening here that, I don't necessarily want to be a part of. There's also opportunity here for you to really refine things as you're thinking things through. So if you have sort of like 10 business ideas that you're trying to implement, as well as work a full-time job, it may be about considering like, okay, what is the one priority, or what are the two priorities of business ventures that I'm most interested in, and really minimizing your efforts and really focusing in on what your intentions are and what your dreams are. And then you can always add on more later as you start to get comfortable with the work that you do have in front of you. You can always add more, but if you are feeling a little overwhelmed or just feeling like it's a lot on your plate, that is a really great way that you can sort of minimize that overwhelming feeling that you are feeling here. So what else do we have here? Time to take things to the next level. And I do want to look at challenges here. So we have be proud of yourself. Yeah, wonderful. So it is important for you to take moments here to recognize how far you've come and be proud of the work that you've put in and the accomplishments that you have up until this point. So all the things that you have achieved, you need to take a moment and be proud of that as you consider what your next steps are or where you want to go. Okay, so we're looking at challenges here. So definitely take time to be proud of you and what you've accomplished here. So let's see, what else do we have? Okay, so yeah, this is you. You may find a little bit of struggle with staying strong, staying committed to your goals and your purpose, and really deciding and what it is that is important to you. Okay, because I feel like it may be a little different. Like you may have a job, you may be overworked there and overwhelmed, and so it's difficult right now because that is your primary source of income for you to focus on your side hustles or focus on the things that you feel passionate about or the things that you genuinely have an interest in doing and wanting. So yeah, that may come up as a little bit of a challenge for you to really try to find that balance and find the time to make time for what your true desires are and the things that you really truly want to be doing here. So I want to look at underneath the surface here. So it may be time to let some cycles end here. So you've learned your lessons here, and it is time to let these things go, to show the universe, to show your higher self, to show that you have learned these lessons, because you are able to open up new chapters of fulfillment, of abundance, of bliss and blessings. And it does require you to leave the past behind and to close old chapters and to really step into your power and your bravery and your courageousness, your courage, to find that authentic version of yourself. Okay, what else? All right, so we do have healing happening here. So you may be afraid that there may be a specific thing you're afraid of, and quite literally, if you are looking at leaving an employer and you have a certain amount of savings, like, yeah, that can be a triggering experience, an emotional experience, a fearful experience, because you're like, okay, I only have this amount, so I really need something to come through before that I start to experience issues with my finances and things like that. So as underlying fear, obviously, that's understandable that you may have some concern there as far as your finances are concerned. You may also in some way feel like it may be more detrimental to you to leave. So you may feel like, okay, I might be just packing on even more drama and trauma for myself to deal with if I just up and leave this situation at this time. So there may be some underlying work that you can do to address any fears that you may have with money, any things that come up that you feel like keep you stuck or stagnant, any things that come up that make you feel like you're not healed and whole and complete. So this is really about going underneath the surface to find that strength, to find that confidence, and to allow the past to be the past and let go of anything that needs to be let go of, so that you can focus in the present moment and focus on what your next steps are, what you're desiring, and what you're wanting at this time. Okay, so let's look at your beliefs here. Balance. So you do absolutely, I mean, you're a Libra, of course you believe that, you know, there is balance that can occur here. There is opportunity here for you to incorporate all of this together so that you are doing work that you feel passionate about and that you love to do, and that you are completing the mission that you came here to do, because you are likely a star worker, a star seed, or a light worker. So there, or an earth angel. So there is likely a very specific purpose and reason as to why you came here. So you are in that space and at that state where it's like, I want to know what that is. And if you already know what it is, then you may be desiring and wanting to know more, or you may be now at that place where you're trying to figure out, like, how do you incorporate all this in? Because it's so wonderful to be an earth angel and a light worker and a star seed. But, you know, that doesn't always translate monetarily wise. And, you know, you may have a family to take care of. You obviously have yourself to take care of, but you may just have a lot of responsibilities and accountability here that, you know, you're thinking in terms of like, okay, you know, I love that work, that's why I came here, but I need to find a way to create that balance. So I'm doing what I love, but I'm also financially free here. And let's see here. And it's wonderful because you do believe that that is possible, at least. So to believe that that is possible is wonderful, because it may take others a moment to get there to believe it's even possible. We also have your dreams showing up here, your desires, your goals showing up here. And at this time, it's really in your mind here. It's really you visualizing that and envisioning it. But it is time to start to work towards putting that down into reality, because it is absolutely possible here with the Page of Cups, because he is looking at his dreams and hopes. And, you know, there is that ability to actually like make it reality, make it solid into the 3D form here. So that's wonderful that is confirmation for you that, yeah, it is possible. Anything you're desiring and more is possible. And we also have the Six of Wands here with victory and success, and you processing any challenging contrast that comes up in a constructive manner so that you are able to achieve and accomplish your goals, and you are able to see your visions come to fruition here. So that's wonderful. Let's look externally here. Okay, so you are going to have a little bit of conflict in your external environment, and that's not unusual here based off of what we're seeing here. So you may be feeling defensive at times. You may be really having some trouble here in your working environment with being not appreciated and feeling taken advantage of here. And that may cause you to feel defensive, to, you know, call off sick more often, need more mental health days, need more time away, and even get to that point where you are considering like just up and leaving. Okay, so just know, you may have these feelings, you know that it may come up. So that is a really great understanding to see it ahead of time and to come up with your action plan and what the things that you're going to do when you do have those moments. If you decide that, you know, that is something you're going to need to stay there at this time while you're finding something else or while you're building your savings, you can come up with ways to manage those feelings as they come up. Okay, so let's see. We're looking at guidance here. We do have the Judgment, so we do have you evolving from a spiritual perspective, and this can even be, so I see like some liberation here, some freedom here. So trust, you must trust that anything that goes away is because it is no longer for you, and it will be replaced with something greater, something better, something more fulfilling, and greater blessings and opportunity here. So you must trust in that, because it's going to go away anyway, So if you choose to label it as negative or as, you know, something that you're desiring and needing and wanting, then that's shifting you off course, because it's like divine interventions coming through and saying, hey, you know, you are not being appreciated, and we're going to, you know, create this scenario where you are separated, you've cut ties. But if you're still focused on that, and, you know, why don't you have that anymore? The divine, the universe, your higher self is like, well, Libra, over here, we have this opportunity, we have that opportunity coming through to you, and you just need to take a little bit of inspired action, and you'll connect with this person, you'll come across this industry, or, you know, these individuals, or this opportunity, and, you know, it's all about you taking a chance and having that faith. So it's really about, where are you going to focus your energy and focus your mind here? And there is no wrong place to be. That's also important to say. There is no wrong place to be, and in time, you will find what is right for you. All right, so I mean, you cannot make this up. So this is literally the card of really focusing in on what you don't have, or what was lost, and staying focused on the past, as opposed to turning around and seeing the blessings that are right in front of you, or that are available to you, so that you can get to your victory, so you can get to your castle here. Okay, wonderful. So thank you so much for that confirmation. I like that. All right, so let's get some oracles here. What do we have? Oh, let's go here. Let's get some oracles. All right, you're going to master your material reality in the future. Wonderful, wonderful, because we know that that may come up as a concern for you, and something that you that may prevent you from taking chances and taking risk here. And don't allow a scarcity mindset to limit your success. I mean, this is wonderful. This is amazing that these cards are coming out here, because these are really general cards. They're not specific to any area, but that is so wonderful these two came out, because I feel like that is such an important message for you, because of what you're going through and how you're processing things, and you needing to make up your mind here and to decide on what your next steps are. So those are very strong messages of confirmation of unconditional love and support for you. And I also want to say, like, this isn't about just jumping ship, or, you know, just up and leaving. This is about you taking calculated risks and having a plan for yourself. And it doesn't have to be a super detailed, a 600-page plan. It doesn't have to be, but having some goals that you're working towards, that you feel passionate about, and putting yourself in a better position so that you are able to put in that notice, or say, like, okay, this is no longer for me. I'm separating, parting ways here. Or if that comes about not through your own doing, you're able to say, okay, well, yeah, I've been saving, or I feel pretty comfortable that I'm going to have what I need here to make ends meet here while I'm looking for something else. Or, you know, I'm actually going to go ahead and explore that business opportunity that I was thinking about, because I have a good financial foundation that's going to allow me to spend that time there for a little bit. Okay. So what else? So we do have healing and returning to wholeness, as well as your transformation. So you may want to use any downtime that you do have for healing, for your self-care practices. So ensure that you are getting those in. And it's understandable that, if there is a setback that comes up, that you need time to process that. And no one can tell you how fast that you process that, and, you know, how you should be feeling. No one can tell you that. But just recognize that the sooner you're able to process that and work through that, the sooner you're able to open yourself up and stay in the present moment and receive what is coming to you in the present moment. And we also have expansion. Wonderful. I love that, because that is where we're at this point in time here. And you will get there when is the right time for you. And there's no rush here, and there's no wrong way to be, and there's no wrong time to get there. But this is that confirmation that it is coming to you. We also have the master number 44. So I will put a link down in the description if you are interested in learning more about that master number. So there may be some messages there for you. All right, Libras, thank you so much for watching and have a great week.